Thanks to the EA Creator Network for providing me some of the assets shown in this video. My opinions are my own. Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here. So earlier today, I uploaded my reaction to the trailer for Life and Death, and I surprisingly enjoyed it quite a bit. And there is a blog post that released today, so that's what this video is going to be mostly about. But I was also sent some screenshots through the EA Creator Network in higher quality, so we'll take a look at those as well. Starting with the blog post, explore the beyond and reap the benefits of a life well lived. We have this screenshot with a ghost train in the back crossing a bridge. That looks awesome. And we have Sims doing spectral woohoo in the grill. We'll cover that later on. But we have a ghost scaring a sim, a ghost, I guess, using telekinesis on another sim, and then a human sim hugging a ghost sim. So, yep. Variety of action going on here. Every ending means a new beginning, which begs the question, what awaits Sims in the beyond? This All Hallows Eve, we invite you to uncover the secret to a fuller sim life and explore what lies beyond with the Sims 4 Life and Death expansion pack. Venture into the haunting realm of Ravenwood, where 3 distinct neighborhoods await exploration, each with its own connection to the shadowy passage between life and what's next. Your Sims will have the chance to craft a bucket list, resolve lingering unfinished business in the afterlife, wield new ghostly powers to unleash mayhem, kindness, or something in between, and even undergo a rebirth. Then we have a screenshot of one of the neighborhoods in Ravenwood. The trees, some of them look like fall colors, despite seasons, well, probably not being installed while having that screenshot taken, so that's interesting. New haunts and netherworldly neighbors. Allow us to welcome you to Ravenwood, where the veil between life and death is especially thin. Here, you'll find 3 unique neighborhoods where Sims walk shoulder to shoulder with ghost Sims who have unfinished business. Begin your Sims journey in Crow's Crossing, an eerie village rumored to be frequented by ghosts and regular hauntings. Venture down cobbled roads where you might discover local gravemakers, meet the mysterious merchant peddling an assortment of curios and collectibles, or happen upon the try before you die casket sale. That's not morbid at all. Sims seeking solace can visit the town cemetery, dappled with headstones and graves, to pay respects to the Sims who once walked these roads and may still be doing so, or disappear into a crypt to share a special moment with a lover or tell ghost stories. So that sounds like a rabbit hole to me. With the Ravenwood Family Day or Crow's Crossing celebration of life festivals, haunted houses, and a ghostly guarded wishing well, there's plenty to explore. For a slower pace, Sims can stroll the rolling hills and idyllic countryside of Whispering Glen. Steeped in ruins and rumors, it's a paradise for collectors and historians alike. Explore the local crypt, investigate the Tarot Tome Shrine at the base of the ruins, which I'm assuming is another rabbit hole, garden in the shared community plots, or gather collectibles. Whatever you do, stay until the moon rises. Each night, Whispering Glen hosts the local Moon Revelry Festival, where Sims can swim under the moonlight, share stories at a bonfire, and dance. Things get a little wild during the full moon, where clothing is entirely optional. There's something otherworldly about Morning Vale. Maybe it's the way the wind howls through the moss-draped trees, the eerie clang from the bell tower at odd hours, or the sentient plants. No matter the reason, many ghosts choose to call this place home. The Grim Reaper has even been known to wander through now and then. Here, Sims can take a dip in the baleful bog to have an out-of-body experience. Okay, so that was in the trailer. Or transition into Rebirth. Partake in local customs at the thinned festive veil, or make peace with their mortality at the Afterlife Anonymous meetup. Whatever happens, a trip to this neighborhood is sure to send a shiver down the spine. Okay, this by far is the neighborhood I'm looking forward to the most. It sounds the most unique compared to what we, I guess, normally get in Sims expansions. Next, we have an image where on the left we have another baby. I think this is supposed to be a sim reincarnating and being born again as a baby though. And then we have a ghost helping out the living by boosting their energy meter. Sims only live once, right? I guess maybe not. You don't necessarily have to YOLO your way through simulated life here, because there's a lot to do in a Sim's lifetime, and so little time. Keep track of everything Sims want to do to live their life to the fullest with Soul's Journey, an all-encompassing reward system uniting aspirations and wants. A Sim's Soul's Journey allows them to achieve rewards as they fulfill goals, with the ultimate reward being the ability to rebirth a Sim with a special Burning Soul trait after their passing. Sims who are reborn after completing their Soul's Journey can unlock past childhood development skills, traits, and infant milestones depending on the age they come back as. They might also find special ties to Sims from their past life. So then do you decide what age they return as? Or is this decided through various factors as well? So that I am confused about, unless it's just the age that the Sim died at. Players can also ensure Sims achieve fulfillment by creating and completing their bucket list. There are multiple ways for any young adult or older Sim to create a bucket list. If left alone, a Sim's bucket list will naturally populate over time based on their traits. There are also new interactions on the computer and journal, which allow Sims to write a random goal themselves, write a goal from a category like travel or family, or write a specific goal. Completing a bucket list has powerful rewards, including the ability to experience rebirth. As a ghost, Sims may also continue their soul's journey to complete their unfinished business, which, if completed, will result in an even more powerful form or rebirth with the Burning Soul trait. For some Sims, leaving life behind is hard to do. With Life and Death, players can let their Sims linger on as playable household members, where they can wreak havoc on the living or lend a helping hand. Ghost Sims who build special connections with each other can also pair up for a special spectral inside objects of all shapes and sizes. As Sims adjust to their playable Ghost Sims form, they can customize their looks and create a Sim, build ghost powers, and even earn fear or goodwill essences from their interactions with the living to make simoleons. Yes, there is still room to grow in the afterlife. The ghosts were definitely just well overdue for a refresh of some kind, so this sounds really interesting. Though I do hope we can create ghosts from scratch in Create a Sim if you have this pack, or even as part of the free update. Moving on to Grimm's the Boss. Sims looking for a new line of work can now dabble in death with two new careers, the Reaper profession and the Undertake career. So I was wrong actually, there's no fortune teller career here. In the Reaper profession, Sims with an affinity for the afterlife can become Grim Turns and work the way up to Reaper as they make a career out of facilitating the next phase of life for Sims. Work with Grim at the Netherworld Department of Death, NWDD, and even head off into the field. Sims in this profession can experience Reaper training with the all-around good guy training dummy Kenny. Was that a South Park reference? I just realized. 18 Grim Turn Sims' sites, practicing reaping souls on practice dummies, and determine causes of deaths for reaped souls. At higher levels, Sims in this career can even determine which souls they'll reap and which they'll return to life. Once retrieved, souls can be placed in the Netherworld portal to meet the soul quota. Grim Turns who meet the soul quota are eligible to become Employee of the Month. Wow, I love that they put in that mechanic for a Reaper career. For all things, a Reaper career. But that is really cool sounding. This is something I wanted for years, especially because they had that idea in a previous community stuff pack survey, and well, I really wanted knitting, so I voted for that, but then this would have been my second choice. The Undertaker career is a classic career in which Sims will serve both the living and the dead. From grave digging to embalming, Sims who pursue a career in the funeral industry ensure all Sims can move on in peace. Specializing in this before afterlife care prepares Sims for difficult moments like discussing end-of-life services or contemplating existence. 6 feet in, they will be rewarded with a plague mask, a Murphy membrane bust, or a corpus commendation plaque to honor their achievements. It has 2 branches that Sims can go down, either mortician or funeral director. I love that they have both a more supernatural-oriented career and another career that's more grounded in realism, and that's perfect for an expansion pack. If it was a game pack, I'd expect only one or the other, and it feels like with recent expansion packs, I should only expect one or the other. But that's really interesting that they're trying to appeal to both. Honoring the dearly departed. Mortality and the afterlife can now impact the way Sims interact with the world around them to help create unexpected and exciting stories. Experience the Ghost Historian aspiration, unlock horror novels, and receive the Ghost Whisperer reward trait. Visit any lot with the Hallowed Grounds lot trait. Try out any of our 3 new traits. Oh, I think there's a typo in that first one. I believe it's supposed to say Macabre, Chased by Death, and Skeptic. Delve into the Thanatology skill or experience Life and Death's new death type, Death by Murder of Crows. There's a lifetime of stories to tell. Huh, I'm not sure why they didn't mention the death by falling asleep that they showed in the trailer, because then there'd actually be 2 new deaths, not just one. To prepare for their departure from the realm of the living, Sims can create a will at the town hall in Crow's Crossing, via the computer, or at the Family Day Festival. Through wills, Sims can assign heirlooms to specific individuals, leave personal notes, set emotional reactions for loved ones reading the will, specify how they want their remains to be handled, make funeral planning requests, and designate other Sims to care for their pets or children. If the entire household passes away, Sims can choose to donate their simoleons to charity or another known household. Wills can be updated at any point in a Sim's lifetime. Okay, this all sounds really great. I was hoping we would get heirlooms eventually because that's something that The Sims Mobile has, and that's cool that wills are there as a feature. And interesting that they even thought about, oh, what if the whole family has died at once? And I was correct about being able to be killed by the crows. And 3 traits. I wasn't expecting that many, but that's cool that there's also an aspiration and even a new novel type. Losing someone is never easy even for Sims. Life and Death now allows Sims to experience 4 grief types: denial, holding it together, anger, and blues. The grief type a Sim receives is based off of their traits and, if applicable, their relationship. Grief will have its own set of behaviors for Sims to navigate, and it normally takes hold after the mourning period has ended. Not just death causes grief. Tough situations, such as the loss of a family member or close friend, divorce, getting fired from a career, or the loss of a pet if you have the horse ranch or cats and dogs expansion packs. I don't know if that also includes my first pet stuff, can trigger grief. Wow, okay, so this even expands on Lovestruck in a way when you specifically mentioned divorce. But Sims experiencing grief can reach out for help from other Sims for comfort. They can also attend grief counseling. Sims can console about death to other Sims or cope positively with grief by doing creative or productive activities while in the grieving process. When at a funeral, Sims can offer awkward sympathies or offer a sympathetic joke. When Sims pass away, funeral events can be planned and held. When planning a funeral, players can choose which Sims attend and who the deceased is, select a dress code and color for guests to arrive in, pick from a variety of 14 different activities, and determine the location and time. Examples of some activities include giving a lighthearted eulogy, lighting candles, planting something, or serving food. Each funeral is unique, and sometimes ghost Sims may even appear at their own funeral. Sims can also honor the dearly departed by setting up memorial displays with a portrait of the deceased, selecting which urn or tombstone they want, decorating a gravesite, leaving them a message on a special memorial statue, or by interring their urns in crypts. I don't know why this is what I immediately thought of, but this would be a great opportunity to finally update Island Living so that mermaids have their own unique urns, because other occults do, but not the mermaids for some reason. As much as I would love for Island Living as a whole to be refreshed just like what they did with Spa Day years ago, it doesn't seem like they're interested in doing full-on pack refreshes anymore, but they occasionally do make some changes to existing packs, like how before Home Chef Hustle, they updated the popcorn maker and ice cream machine so that kids could use them. And they also did some changes to My Wedding Stories with the wedding ceremonies. So I think they could still pull off an updates of the urns for mermaids. It wouldn't be a full refresh, but it'd be something. But that is so intriguing that they even have these 4 different types of grief that can come up, and it's not only about death. And finally, funerals as an event. I just hope they work a lot better than My Wedding Stories. That's probably one of my biggest worries at this point. Lastly, if you purchase the Life and Death expansion pack anytime from October 3rd through December 12th, you can look upon those who came before in the lasting legacy family portrait, listen to the haunting lullaby of the mournful melodies music box, and masquerade in foul finery with the plumed elegance mask. So, yeah, we're getting that portrait like the one we had in that Sims Mobile crossover promotion, but it's limited time again. Jeez, that's pretty mean. People have been pointing out, it looks like the main Sim in the picture is Olive Spectre from The Sims 2, and then the Sim on the left of the portrait being Nervous Subject, also from Sims 2 and Strange Town. And also, who's on the right? It could be one of Olive's previous husbands, or even the Grim Reaper himself before becoming the Grim Reaper. I like the other 2 items, but I really wish they would not do these limited time item things. I know it's not uncommon, but that doesn't make me like it anymore. Even dating back to The Sims 2 with pre-order bonuses, it's still a similar sort of thing where it's something to try and get you to buy the game or pack right away instead of waiting for it to go on sale. And it's like, oh, if you miss that window, you're never getting those items unless you use mods. But yeah, I still see it in the same sort of way. It's just very annoying. They really don't need to do this. So many people are going to buy the packs anyways, but yeah, it's not going to stop, I'm pretty sure. But now let's take a look at the assets provided to me through the EA Creator Network, starting with the cover art. And I think this looks really stunning. I was already marveling at it at the end of the trailer when it was just in that tiny size. And I didn't notice until I zoomed in, but with that mysterious Sim on the left, he's holding the Major Arcana Fool card from the tarot cards. First screenshot we have is pretty much the same scene as what we had in the trailer, with the Sim passing away in his sleep, and then other Sims looking on being very sad. And is that the Death Arcana on the wall there on the right? I'm not sure. This one is so dark. I'm not entirely sure in terms of build buy items what's new, but I think the Create Sim looks nice so far from what I've seen. But at the very least, in terms of new build buy items, whatever object it is behind the Morning Sims is new. I'm just not sure if it's a fireplace or wardrobe or something else. And the table lamp, I'm sure, is new as well, and I think the bed. Then we move on to the will scene just before those two break out into a fight. Love their outfits, as well as their hairstyles. Very cute. And I am not sure, again, about how many of these build buy items are new. Some of them I recognize from base game, but the wallpaper looks new. There's new wall art with two Sims holding a sword. That's pretty neat. Next, we have two different angles of a human Sim kissing a ghost Sim. Love the new Create a Sim items from the hairstyles on both of them, with the new ruffle top on the human Sims, or I guess it's like a ruffled blouse, and the skirt, and the shoes are actually really nice too. Yeah, that bed is definitely new. The wall candle, the side table, the wall partition, the poof chair, the regular chair nearby that. The end table is new, I'm pretty sure. The plant, the archway that's framing a new window with the curtains. Oh, and there's a new painting above the bed as well. And there's also a new floor lamp. Oh, and of course also the wallpaper. That looks pretty nice. Then we have a Sim at what I'm assuming is supposed to be the Netherworld Department of Death they mentioned in the blog. And I'm not surprised, the portal does look quite similar to the magic portal. The one question I have here, is this located in a totally self-contained neighborhood like how active careers are usually done? Or is it more like the high school and high school years where you can actually still visit this neighborhood even if you're not employed in the active career? Last two screenshots are just like what we had near the end of the trailer with Morning at the Cemetery. Love that Sim's hairstyle in the foreground. And that is it for now, because I'm not actually done as I thought I was, because there's actually a lot of info on the EA app. Just when you go to the store page of Life and Death, which they haven't done before. I was really shocked to see that. But yeah, this video is already so long, I might as well do another video just about that stuff. I thought I was going to do a live stream on Twitch today going over all this info, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have time by the time I'm done that video. Maybe I'll have to end up doing this later in the week. We'll see. But wow, so far, at least on paper, I'm pretty impressed by this expansion pack so far, which is something I don't get to say much these days. So I hope this doesn't end up being too buggy. Hopefully this will work a lot better than my wedding stories did, because this pack has a lot of potential. The more I'm reading about it, the more that I feel excitement that I haven't felt since Cottage Living. Because even with Growing Together, I remember I was still pretty skeptical early on as to what we were really getting in the end, but this already feels like an expansion pack. It's still too early to say for sure, of course, but I'm already getting a more positive impression that this feels like something that's truly an expansion pack and not just a slightly bigger game pack. And that wraps up another Sims Info Thoughts video, so feel free to let me know your thoughts so far on Life and Death in the comment section below, and be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up with my latest gaming content. I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching!